Hello guys, welcome to 4K channel. I am wondering if you guys have heard of Vampire Note. If you haven't, please stick around. This might be exciting. So what I have here are two banknotes from 1922 Germany issued by Reichsbank, and both are 10,000 mark denomination. Now what was going on in 1920s was World War I was recently over. Germany had lost, and in 1919 Germany was forced to sign Treaty of Versailles. Treaty of Versailles basically punished Germany for World War I by forcing them to accept the financial responsibility and then pay billions of dollars to the Allied forces, especially French, which basically collapsed their economy. So Germany was forced to pay 100 billion marks initially and then 1 billion mark annually starting from 1921. So they had to pay this enormous amount of money, which basically resulted in complete collapse of their economy. Their currency was devaluated, inflation went crazy, the banks started printing more and more money and higher denomination, and still economy was spiraling down with no end in sight. So in 1920s Germany, anti-French sentiment was really high. They hated the French for forcing them to sign this treaty and basically draining the money from German economy. So they started printing higher and higher denomination. Hence you got this 10,000 mark note. So why is this called the vampire note? That's because there's some hidden, subtle symbolism and propaganda going on. And that has to do with this imagery here. So what this image is a painting by Albrecht Durer. Albrecht Durer was a Renaissance artist who painted this famous portrait of a young man long time ago, and this was put on this banknote. But the only thing was, the engraver, the person who was in charge of printing the banknote, slightly altered the design of the painting such that if you turn this banknote and look at this image sideways, it gives you this image here which looks like a hooded gothic vampire sucking the neck of this young man. So I don't know if you can see that. Use your imagination. The nose, the mouth, the eyes, and the hooding of this vampire. So the vampire is supposed to represent France, basically biting and sucking the blood from the throat of the young man, which is supposed to represent Germany. So basically French vampires sucking the blood and the money from Germany. Now, if you can't see that, I made an illustration to kind of show you that. So this is what you're looking for: eyes, nose, open mouth, biting the neck. So now that you have seen what's supposed to be the vampire, let's see if you can kind of use your imagination, and now it's more obvious, right? So basically, when this banknote was issued, this was the first banknote. There were three similar banknotes, three different variants. This large banknote was the first issue, and eventually people realized what the engraver had done, the modification they had made to make this look like a vampire and put a little bit of symbolism and propaganda. Yet they kept the design and printed subsequent notes without changing anything. So basically, everyone kind of agreed that, you know, this modification was justified, and you know, no one liked France, so no one wanted to change the design to original painting. Anyways, so this larger banknote is the pick number 70, and even though they look similar, the differences are in the back of the note. So this initial issue has this beautiful heraldic German eagle in a rectangular box with a lot of design elements on either side. I want to show you the watermark. It's a beautiful note. Has a watermark along the side here, which is basically 10,000 mark, M for mark, and a little star next to it. This subsequent banknote, it's smaller in size. This is pick number 72. And here, the design on the back is a little bit more simpler. And the eagle is also very rudimentary. So they went from very elaborate design to very simple design. And this could be because as the money is being devaluated, cost of printing and ink is going up. So maybe they're saving money by using less ink, you know, less elaborate design, therefore less ink, save money. So maybe that's why as time is going along, the banknotes are becoming higher and higher denomination, but simpler and simpler in their design. And to prove that point, I have these even higher denomination. Now they're printing in millions of marks. So this is a 100 million mark, and this is a 500 million mark. So these are both printed a year later in 1923. So by 1923, the exchange rate was so bad that $1 was equivalent of 4.6 million marks. So the banknotes progressively got higher in denomination, smaller in size, and really simple in design, most likely to save money. You see a watermark, that's the entire paper, but there's no other fancy details, you know, very, very simple in their design. So basically, this is it, guys. You know, interesting banknote from interesting time in Germany with a subtle example of propaganda and symbolism. Okay, guys, as usual, keep collecting.